when people just write something off as a coincidence and don't see the message, now I really want to say, stop, 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 stop. Take a
Yeah.
deep breath, write it down, journal on it. It's not a coincidence. It's a really important message for you.
Isn't that's probably a topic for a totally full podcast. Is like, how do we look at what life brings us? Is it an accident? Is it a coincidence? Is it destiny? Right?
Yeah, I think it's very definitely signs. It's your higher self telling you, "Hey, love, open your eyes."
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know how
And
more I can dangle it in front of you. Open your eyes. I'm ringing the bell. I'm banging the drums.
that's so great. Well, when I was a young woman, I worked on boats in this little town on the coast of Washington, and it was the 1980s, early 1980s, and there were Russian trawlers fishing off of the coast, but they couldn't come inside of 3 miles. So there was this kind of international fishing agreement. And one of my friends said to my little sister at the time, "You you should learn Russian so you can go out on these boats and be an interpreter." So speaking of Russian, she at the time was speaking, she spoke Swedish and Finnish and English. And so she did a Russian intensive course and became an interpreter on a Soviet ship. And that's where she met her husband.
Whoa. Yeah, see?
So now her husband was from El Salvador,
Okay.
but he worked as a fish biologist. And she, after months of being on this boat with all these Russians, she's like, "Oh, that guy looks healthy and strong. I'm going down to meet him." And then they got married. So it's like, you never know what that one little side road is, where that one little road is going to take you. Like, why should she learn Russian?
I don't. Who was that
Yeah,
person standing beside her? Because that person standing beside her may not have just thrown that statement out there. Like that could have been a
right.
spirit guide, right? Just
Right
with,
on.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So fascinating. I love how the world works. It gives us these gifts that don't necessarily seem like gifts at the time.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.